Kevin Durant, aging superstar, LeBron James, 40 years old, and Steph Curry. There's not a single NBA player more popular today than...
Basketball has always been a sport defined by its legends, players who redefine the game, break records, and inspire future generations. While the NBA has long dominated basketball discussions, a new force has emerged, captivating fans and commanding the attention of the biggest names in the sport. That force is Caitlin Clark. Her electrifying performances, fearless competitive spirit, and record-breaking achievements have elevated women's basketball to unprecedented heights. Even NBA icons, who have historically remained silent on the WNBA, are speaking out, acknowledging that Clark is not just a great player, but a true game-changer. Caitlin Clark's influence on
range, her three-point shooting overall, her flair for testing her range every night and knowing that the other team's going to try to take it away. And she's fearless. No shot is a bad shot, and when you can shoot it as well as she can. She just adds another element of surprise that you can't really game plan for because...
With every deep three-pointer, no-look pass, and clutch performance, she is redefining the limits of what's possible in the sport. When you consider her popularity, it becomes evident that outside of Kevin Durant, an aging LeBron James, at 40, and Steph Curry, there isn't a single NBA player more talked about today than Caitlin Clark. Her meteoric rise has been met with admiration, respect, and, like all great players, criticism. However, some of the most legendary figures in basketball history have stepped forward to set the record straight about Clark's impact.
Down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine, and then her just confidence. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range.
Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, has rarely spoken about WNBA players. But Caitlin Clark has changed that. Jordan didn't just praise her, he issued a wake-up call to the entire basketball world. The WNBA owes Caitlin a great deal for what she's done for the game, Jordan declared. His statement wasn't just about acknowledging Clark's talent, it was a demand for respect. Jordan also addressed a growing concern: the officiating in...
Everybody was playing off of her. She just commanded the whole game. I was like, who the hell is this? She is nice. It was like, oh, she's the best player in the country.
He pointed out that referees have been blatantly unfair to Clark, allowing excessive physicality against her while failing to provide the protection that superstars typically receive. Jordan's words carry weight. When the GOAT speaks, people listen. His endorsement solidifies that Clark isn't just another player. She is a generational talent whose influence deserves recognition and fair treatment.
Out there, she's making the right plays. She can draw so much attention, and she just baiting the defense in, and I'll still make a cross-court pass. Just like, that's just muscle.
Steph Curry, a four-time NBA champion, two-time MVP, and the greatest shooter in basketball history, has been a longtime admirer of Caitlin Clark. Even during her college years, Curry consistently praised her game. Her range, her three-point shooting, her flair, she's fearless, Curry said. Clark and Curry share a rare ability: supernatural shooting range that forces defenders to respect them the moment they cross half court. But here's what makes it truly astonishing. Clark's average three-point attempt comes from an astounding 28 feet, farther than the peak shooting distances of NBA sharpshooters like Trae Young, Damian Lillard, and even Curry himself. Curry further highlighted Clark's confidence and quick release, noting, "I saw somebody break down her release time. It's pretty much identical to mine." Coming from the player who revolutionized basketball with his shooting, this is no small compliment. Kevin Durant, a two-time NBA champion and 2014 NBA MVP, has been one of Caitlin Clark's biggest supporters. From the moment he saw her play, Durant knew she was special. "She just commanded the whole game. Like, who the hell is this? She is nice," Durant remarked. Durant has broken down why Clark is one of the most dangerous offensive players in basketball today. Her limitless shooting range, elite playmaking ability, and relentless work ethic set her apart. "She's advanced, man. She can do a lot out there," Durant explained. What stands out most to Durant isn't just Clark's scoring ability, but her impact on the game as a whole. He knows firsthand that greatness isn't just about talent, it's about the hours put in behind the scenes. In Clark, he sees a player rewriting the record books and redefining what's possible in women's basketball. Allen Iverson, one of the most electrifying players in NBA history, sees a lot of himself in Caitlin Clark. Just as Iverson defied critics and changed the game with his fearless approach, Clark is doing the same in the WNBA. Iverson recently shared his admiration for Clark, breaking down why she's such a rare talent. "Man, she can shoot the blood out of the ball," he said. But beyond her scoring, Iverson recognizes something even more important: Clark's ability to elevate her teammates. During his prime, Iverson carried the Philadelphia 76ers to the NBA Finals, despite not having a star-studded supporting cast. He sees Clark as someone with that same relentless drive, someone who can will her team to success. However, he also understands that for Clark to thrive, the Indiana Fever must build the right team around her. Luka Doncic, a perennial MVP candidate, has dubbed Caitlin Clark the women's Steph Curry. If that wasn't impressive enough, he even admitted, "She might be a better shooter than me." Coming from a player celebrated for his own shooting brilliance, that's about as high a compliment as it gets. Clark's ability to shoot from anywhere on the court forces defenders to adjust their entire game plan, much like Doncic and Curry do in the NBA. Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton has embraced Caitlin Clark's arrival in Indiana with open arms. From the moment she was drafted, he recognized her as a transformative talent. "She's one of the faces of women's basketball, and for her to be here, under the same roof, it's really exciting," Halliburton said. Halliburton has been a regular presence at Fever games, often sitting courtside and fully invested in the action. "I love watching her play," he said. "It's cool when I bring people who have never been to a WNBA game before, and they're like, 'Bro, it's packed.' And I'm like, 'Yeah, that's what Fever games are like now.'" Clark's arrival has injected new energy into Indiana basketball, and Halliburton is thrilled to be part of the movement. Shaquille O'Neal, initially one of Caitlin Clark's doubters, has done a complete 180. His loyalty to LSU and Angel Reese shaped his early opinions, but as Clark continued to prove herself, Shaq couldn't ignore the truth. "She's doing stuff we've never seen before," Shaq admitted. "At first, I was like, she's not going to hit that shot. But then she kept hitting it, and I was like, damn, she's the truth." For a legend like Shaq to change his stance so dramatically speaks volumes about Clark's impact. Even the biggest skeptics have had to acknowledge her greatness. Charles Barkley has long been a blunt, no-nonsense voice in basketball, and he hasn't hesitated to call out the unfair treatment Clark has received. "I get it, rookies have to earn respect," Barkley said. "But what they're doing to Caitlin is beyond that." Barkley has praised Clark's poise under pressure, noting that despite all the scrutiny, she simply goes out and does her job. "She is a shining star," Barkley said, "and she doesn't say a word, she just plays." Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player. She's a movement. Her ability to capture the attention of NBA legends, change the way the game is played, and inspire a new generation is proof that she is something truly special. From Michael Jordan to Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and beyond, the greatest minds in basketball recognize what Clark is doing. The question isn't whether she'll succeed, it's just how high she'll climb. One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark is redefining the game, and the world is watching.